I can't imagine you're too comfortable with the race as it stands right now. I think we could put those results back up. It's very close.
It's very close, but I'm feeling really good, especially because King County is really the last to be counted, and that's where I perform the strongest. So we may see that gap widen today, but you're right, we won't know until later today.
I had Dino Rossi on the show a couple of hours ago. I asked him if he cared who won, and he said no. And he said, but regardless of who wins, it will be the most left-wing opponent he's ever had. Do you agree with that characterization?
No, I don't.
You're not left-wing?
You know, I don't think I could characterize myself as anything but a community pediatrician Democrat. I just want what's best for my patients and families all over this district. And the fact of the matter, I got in this because I was worried about people's health care, and I felt that I could relate and really carry a message about people with pre-existing conditions and my patients, and that has resonated. So, you know, it doesn't matter if you're left or right, Republican or Democrat. If you can't afford your insurance premiums, then you need somebody to speak up for you.
One of the things we have been saying over and over, you just heard Bill Wixie say it there, this is one of the most consequential races in the country right now. It was on the national news, which I'm sure is weird for you, having the whole country watching this race, because this seat has never been won by a Democrat. Ever since the 8th Congressional District was a thing in 1983, Republicans have always held it. Democrats are thinking if we win this one, we have chances of winning other races. They're seeing it as momentum. How much pressure do you feel to be the person, if that is the case, to try to get this seat for Democrats for the very first time?
I think we're going to make history. I think we're going to get the first Democrat in this seat, and I am feeling optimistic about having the only woman doctor in Congress. I'm feeling good about this year. What you saw yesterday was record Democratic turnout. I mean, that was incredible to me that Dino Rossi, who's an established politician, whose name is very well known, only got to 43% of the vote. And if you add up the Democrats, we pretty much trounced him. So I'm feeling good. I am feeling pressure because I think this is just a critical time in our country's history when we really need people who will stand up to power.
Dino Rossi compared you to Hillary Clinton and the other two Democratic challengers, Shannon Hader and Jason Ritterheiser, to Bernie Sanders, essentially saying that Washington state Democrats wanted all the money to go to you, all the support to go to you, and he thinks that would annoy some other Democratic voters. Do you agree with that characterization?
I think it's pretty funny for him to be talking like that. First of all, because I'm a pediatrician, I'm the ultimate outsider. But second, because if you want to talk about an establishment candidate, just look at Dino. I mean, he announced at an insider closed Washington State Republican dinner. Everybody lined up behind him. He didn't even have a primary opponent. And so, no, I just find that a humorous characterization.
I do want to, you call him this establishment candidate. He hasn't actually won. He had 3 statewide races that he lost. I want to read you a characterization. I know I'm asking a lot about characterizations this morning. I want to read you something that your state party now, who is going to back you if you go forward, wrote. Do we have this statement? They put out last night, Democrats collectively are outperforming 3-time statewide loser Republican Dino Rossi by 6 points. Despite having nearly universal name recognition, Rossi is nowhere near getting 50% of the votes in his district as voters are rejecting him in no uncertain terms. Even though he has lost 3 statewide races, are you that quick to dismiss the potential that he can beat you?
This is going to be a tough race. I have no doubt that this will be a tough race, but I also am very confident that there will be record Democratic turnout and that there is universal concern about what is going on in this country with health care, with education, with our public lands, and frankly, with the tariffs that our farmers are feeling in the eastern part of the district. So it'll be tough, but it's absolutely doable.
I know there are some constituents in your district, many of whom, I was telling you earlier, our viewers are really in more of the rural areas, and I've heard from a lot of them. They're tired of the back and forth in Congress. They're tired of their politicians going on national TV and all they have to say is just negative stuff about the president without a lot of substance. How can you ensure them that if you make it to Congress, you are going to be hyper-focused, not on all of that, but on the issues that are actually impacting them back here in this state?
Well, I am equally frustrated by what is going on with Congress, that nobody seems to be able to get anything done. And I think in a lot of ways that points to the importance of having a fresh voice, that we have a lot of people in Congress with a lot of legislative experience who are really not working for the people in the community. And here I am coming out, the community pediatrician. What I want to do is fight for health care and take the voices of my patients and people all over this district to Congress. I am really hoping we will have women elected both sides of the aisle, because I think we have a little bit less ego, and all evidence suggests that we are better legislators. We sponsor more bills, we pass more bills, we bring more money home to our districts.
I'm going to let you make a final pitch here. I'm sure that if you move forward, we're going to be talking to you many times on this show, but I do want to note to people, it's still too close for us to call. The distance between you and the other Democrat, Jason Ritterizer. We asked Jason to come on the show this morning. He wasn't able to make it on, but certainly if he edges you out, we are going to have him sitting in this seat. But while this is still up in the air and we wait for those final ballots to come in, what is your pitch to the voters of the 8th Congressional District?
Well, I would be honored and excited to represent the voters in this district. I am running as a community pediatrician, a transparent person who is taking no corporate PAC money. I am truly running to be a representative for the people in this district in a Congress that really seems to have lost touch with the needs of regular, everyday people. The other thing I would say is that I am really looking forward to being a unified Democratic Party as soon as these results come in, because we will band together, we will have record turnout, and this is how we're going to win the election in November. And
you'd need all the support of those other Democrats to be able to beat Dino Rossi. Good luck to you. We'll be watching these ballots come in, and I don't mean to make you nervous, but literally the whole country is watching to see if you can make history in the 8th Congressional District.
I will. I'll make him a 4-time loser.
Dr. Kim Schrier, a closing burn for Dino Rossi. We appreciate your time this morning. Thank you
very much for having me.
MJ, we'll go over to the second.
Closing burn. Well, the sun is giving